Welcome to Author's Ideas, a production of JR Global, an MJR production. This series is based on the recent Oxford University Press published book, Global Business in the Age of Destruction and Distraction. As a part of their Global Business series, Gaurav Rastogi joins J.R. Klein and Mahesh Joshi in examining and exploring the disruptive nature of today's world, and introduces ideas for learning how to cope with disruption and remain relevant. Here is your host, J.R. Klein.
We ended last week with the idea that any mathematics that requires past data and draws a straight line from past data into the future is likely to be incorrect. So how do you plan for the future when the past no longer serves as a valid reference? The blinding flash of the obvious here is that past data is not enough to inform thinking about the future. There are too many uncertainties, unknowns, too many mysteries. Figuring out how to make sense of mystery, gain empowerment, clarity, confidence to proceed into the future is, as Shakespeare says, the rub. The change in thinking also entails inspiring other people into the same thinking. Elon Musk is an example of this new math thinking. Tesla, with the stated goal of changing the world of electric cars, is a public company. When analysts come in and begin asking old math questions about the rate of cash burn and how much money is needed, profit per vehicle, and how many cars will be produced, Musk stops them halfway through their questions. "Why are you asking me all these boring questions?" he says. Then he paints a picture of the future with autonomous vehicles that don't require ownership. A future where people are not going to own a car, but will rely on self-driving taxis. He describes a future where autonomy requires a certain type of vehicle. This story is a future that requires Tesla's sort of autonomy and is the company of the future. Musk has painted a picture of two interesting things. One, the old mathematical questions of precision are no longer valid. And secondly, understanding the story of the future is the only investment that will make any sense. This new math storytelling was once relegated to the domain of crooks and crooked politicians and hucksters. The power of promise and influence is what storytelling is all about. True, numbers can tell a story. However, to most, the story is not understandable and boring. For example, write a book full of charts and graphs, and automatically the number of people that will buy and read the book will drop. But put the same content in the hands of a storyteller like Malcolm Gladwell, and people will line up to buy it. People like stories that appeal to their intuition, gives them clarity and confidence. Numbers normally do not move people. No one goes to war and is willing to subject themselves to death or killing some other human because they have a great spreadsheet. People go to war because they believe a story. They're being motivated enough to do something drastic. That is the power of storytelling. Every human worker in the future has to learn to master, understand, and participate through stories that give purpose, clarity, and confidence. Stories give the clarity to move into an uncertain future. They serve as guide maps and road maps. We'll think more about this next week.
Thank you for listening. If you are interested in more of the author's ideas, look for their Oxford University Press published books on global business, wherever books are sold. If you are interested in contacting the authors, they can be reached at info@jrglobal.co.